Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We continue with our recitation from Asa Mahalla Panjama. This is the 12th Shabad in this string and the third within the chants. And we will be reciting the third stanza in this Shabad. In the first couple of stanzas, we have already noted that the Guru is advising us to give up our indifference, our laziness, our sloth. Vanj mere alasa haripas benanti. So the prayer or the petition to the Har within is to relieve us of our innate indifference. And of course, the Guru is making the plea as a representative for all of us. So, Vanj mere alsa harpas benanti, Ramo saho apanada prabhasang suhanti. Prabhasang suhanti. Because I look beautiful when I'm in the union of my spouse. When I am with, and I'm playfully with the Master, that is what gives us our basis for living, if you will. That was the first stanza, and then in the next one, it was Nas Vanjo Kilvikho Karta Kare Aya. So, Kilvikho, the prevarications of the mind, just disappear when the persona is integrated with the self, with the deepest dimension of our consciousness. Dutta dhan bhaya govind pragataya. Dutta hai, here a reference to the ambassadors of death. What is meant here is that we are spiritually alive. Otherwise, we are all spiritually dead. And as a result, we pay the price. We fear death because of the ego. That fear is now lifted. In the third stanza that we consider today, the recitation is as follows. Narak na Ditharia simrat Narayan. Jai jai dharam kare doot pae palayan. Dharam tiraj sehaj sukhiye. Sad sangat har paje. Kar anugrah rakh line. Moh mamta sab taje. Geh kanth laye gur milaye. Govind japati aghayan. Binwant nanak simar swami. Sagal aas pujayan. Binwant nanak simar swami. Sagal aas pujayan. This is the concluding line of this stanza, and it is a supplication as well as a prayer and a declaration. Nanak simar swami sagal aas pujayan. That when I became mindful of the Master, in other words, when I conducted myself in awareness and not robotically, because what happens with the ego is that it is simply repeating past patterns that are frozen in the mind. That is all that the ego does. It is always looking to the past to recreate a future that is pleasant to it. But the Guru is saying, I now do not allow myself to be dictated by the ego. Instead, I remain mindful of Vivek Buddhi, discernment, a discerning intellect, one that is rooted in the deepest dimension of one's consciousness. What that means is, because consciousness, you see, is the only indicator that we are alive. Therefore, the deeper the state of one's consciousness, the more alive one is. And by that, what is meant is that you're making better decisions, you're participating in life more fully, and you're participating with much more joy. So, Sagal As Pujayan, then you're able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. Sagal As, all of my expectations, Pujayan, are fulfilled, are realized. So therefore, Narakana Dithiara Simrat Narayan, Narak, hell in common parlance, but in Gurbani, Narak, Surag are metaphors for the state of the mind. And life can be hellish if we do not live in mindfulness of the self. A life in ego consciousness is hellish. Everyone knows that, experiences that. But the Guru says, Simrat Narayan, when I live in awareness, when I cultivate virtue, Simrat means constant remembrance. And constant remembrance simply means to be mindful of everything that you do and to be guided by a deeper wisdom. When that happens, the Guru says, Jai Jai Taram Kare Doot Bhay Palayan. Taram here, the messenger of death, and its couriers, Doot, ambassadors, they flee. The fear of death evaporates because you see through the illusion of death. Dharam Tiraj Sahaj Sukhiye Sad Sangati Har Paje, by union with the self, the Hari, that evergreen consciousness which is fresh, which is not conditioned, Dharam. One acquires awareness of how to act, that is Dharam, so that you hold things together constructively, not destructively. Dheeraj, patience. Sahaj, you live in a natural equipoise and you are at peace. Sukhiye. Sad Sangati Har Paje. So, Sad Sangat is the congregation of evolved individuals. It's also a reference to the Guru, the embodied Guru. And it is also a reference to that state of mind which is in silence. Sad, meaning the desired path. Kari anugrah rakh line moh mamta sab taje. I gave up, I renounced attachment, world play, when my prayer was heard, meaning when I found union, anugrah, rakhaline, I was protected. Geh kanth laye, gur milaye, govind jabat agayan. So the devotee here is united through the gur, through the medium of the gur. Govind japat agayan. So the gur teaches you how to realize the Govind within, the self within. And that is Nanak's declaration, Nanak's plea, Binvant Nanak, Simar Swami, sagal aas pujayan. So if you wish to live a life of attainment, of accomplishment, then become rooted in the Har consciousness through the medium of the Gur. And you will find that the Gur and the Har are actually the same thing. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.